Hello friends, I don't usually put background music in my videos, but today I have it as a gift without having asked for it, and besides I don't like this noisy melody because my neighbor is under construction and has been hitting for me for hours, and that's why I have delayed the recording of this video, but this torture is not over yet over. Perhaps it's a symbol of what is happening in this election. Today may be a great day, but put it this way, take advantage of it or let it pass you by. It depends partly on you, as Juan Manuel Serrat and other famous artists sang. And it's not for less, considering the importance of this election day. Opinion article. Today is a great day. The result will affect humanity. It will be decisive for the world economy. Both candidates have been attacked by Twitter. The largest participation is expected. All eyes are on 8 key states. 3,600 National Guard soldiers activated. Built a defense around the White House. Fear of delayed results or street protests. Thousands of citizens suffer from electoral stress disorders. Spanish banks face multi-million-dollar defaults. The price of silver could skyrocket in a matter of weeks. Let's start. The fate of the world is being decided today, Tuesday, 3rd November, in the electoral lottery of the United States, the most powerful nation of the planet. Millions of Americans are called to vote today, Tuesday, on an unprecedented election day, with the shadow of possible episodes of violence and intimidation flying over one of the most polarized presidential elections in U.S. history. The American citizens will have to decide this Tuesday whether they want another 4 years of the same president in the White House, or on the contrary, they prefer a return to traditional politics at the hands of the Democratic Party. I don't dare to tell anyone what to vote for. I simply ask you to follow your conscience, because everyone is of age and knows what they have to do. Some voters in major cities will be faced with closed shops as a precaution against possible acts of vandalism for political reasons, an unprecedented situation on election day, where voting usually takes place in a peaceful environment. Police and business owners said that they have taken preventive measures to protect their properties. The American Civil Liberties Union and other civil rights groups have said they will monitor possible acts of voter intimidation. Transcendence. Beyond the electoral spectacle or show, what is voted on this Tuesday will be decisive for the world economy. At one of the most uncertain times in history, the struggle between the two candidates for the elections will be resolved with a president who will face an economy marked by the health crisis. Why is the choice of one or the other candidates so important? Because the United States is still the world's leading power for the time being, and therefore what happens there always has repercussions through the world. Both candidates have been riddled with attacks in the hours before voters go to the polls and decide who will lead the nation. Both have tried to portray each other as out of touch and indifferent to the interest of ordinary citizens. These elections will have the highest turnout since 1900. Some 100 million Americans will vote early this year, and tens of millions more will vote in person on election day, the highest turnout since 109,000. According to one expert, with more than 94 million votes cast, some states have surpassed their total participation from 2016. In many others, the majority of residents are expected to vote on election day. Deploy 3,671 National Guard troops deployed. At least 3,671 National Guard troops have been deployed in 15 states to support today's general election. Missions range from helping with cyber defense, working at polls, and waiting in the event of post-election civil unrest. Authorized deployments range in size from 1,000 in Texas and Massachusetts to a single soldier in Wyoming. Some states have yet to determine how many troops will be activated, and many states have simply alerted selected units in anticipation of possible post-election disturbances. All currently activated troops are under state orders and are under the control of their respective governors. Non-scalable fence built around the White House. The White House is preparing for increased post-election unrest by building a non-scalable barrier around the presidential complex. The fence was erected Monday around Ellipse at Lafayette Square at 15th Street and Constitution Avenue, NW. In addition to the fence, 250 National Guardsmen will be on alert in Washington to assist local police. Counting of votes. The vote count could take longer than usual. It is very likely that we will not know the winner of the presidential election on Tuesday night. And if we do, it's not necessarily a sign that something is wrong, fraudulent, corrupt, or bad. A slower than normal the result would be an indication of problems. Even after the votes have been cast, many citizens have expressed concern about what could be a lengthy election recount. All eyes are on 8 key states. As is well known, in the United States, the elections is not necessarily won by whoever gets the most votes from citizens. In the world's leading economy, presidential elections are indirect, which de facto means that some territories or voters end up waiting more than others. The candidate who reaches the White House must secure at least 270 of the 538 votes in the Electoral College. Each state has a certain number of votes according to its population, and the candidate who obtained the greatest number of popular votes in that territory usually take all those electoral votes. Because some states have a strong record of Democratic or Republican preference, the focus is on those states where it is less clear who can win. These are called pendulum or hinge states, and in these elections they exceed 10. The 6 states considered the most decisive of these battlefields are North Carolina, Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona, and two others that have become more competitive owing to their democratic changes are Georgia and Texas. A study published in mid-October, warned that 5 states, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Oregon, are at risk. Tired. Thousands of citizens suffer from electoral stress disorders. On the eve of the election, this county is incredibly stressed. One psychologist referred to what he is seeing as a widespread sense of fear and isolation. The White House has been strengthened, the National Guard has been called, and arms sales are increasing. On the eve of a momentous elections, a divided nation is on the verge of a health crisis, and unemployment is rising as the country holds its breath, in anticipation of what some fear could be a possible breakdown of law and order or democracy, depending on the situation. The center of Washington felt like a city preparing for a siege on Monday, when the capital's normally bustling streets turned into plywood ghost town with wall-up shop windows and windswept pavements. Current affairs of the resets. The Malucos have launched Operation Skyrocket, a mechanism that could alter the results of electronic voting machines in key states such as Pennsylvania, which would determine the outcome of the election. This hidden technology was built to steal the elections in a disguised manner. Yesterday, Monday, November 2nd, U.S. Attorney General William Barr sent his legal teams to those key states to ensure the integrity of the electoral votes. The malfeasance planned to disrupt the voting long enough that the winner couldn't be announced. The swamp was already expressing a concept about the legitimacy of the vote. They had 600 paid lawyers who were going to question the outcome of the election, and paid agitators to organize protests. They feared that the Eye of Sauron would try to create widespread chaos by disrupting food supply lines, financing riots in major cities, as well as causing confusion at the polls are at the impossibility of determining the final winner. The president has just issued an executive order that would begin to be enforced on 19th January 2021. Any federal employee found to be supporting the globalist agenda would be fired. It is estimated that these people represent 20% of the federal employee workforce. And if the president were to challenge the fraud, he would be convicted of refusing to accept the result of the election. This is the narrative trap that has been set by the mainstream media. The agents of the underworld are advising the media to create a smokescreen by blaming everyone and imagining postal delays. Economy. The price of silver could skyrocket in weeks. In extreme social or infrastructure failure, where banks, ATMs, and shop scanners would be offline, silver coins could be the only way to buy food for your family. This is one of the many reasons why the sale of silver coins and bars could skyrocket. The price of silver could rise to $60 per ounce, or more from current level of approximately $25 per ounce. Silver is more practical than gold. In fact, in case of an extreme crisis, silver can be more practical than gold as a medium of exchange. A gold coin is too valuable to exchange for a basket of groceries, but a silver coin or two is fine. Benefits of a new financial system. The Minister for Integration and Macroeconomics of the Eurasian Economic Union, Sergei Glazev, proposed the creation of a new Eurasian monetary and financial system. According to the South China Morning Post, the bloc would thus reduce its dependence on the dollar and the euro, which would be beneficial to both Beijing and Moscow. Excuse me. Spain. Spanish banks face multi-million-dollar credit defaults. The peak of defaults is expected in the coming months as most of the moratoriums expire between October and November 2020. Spanish bank clients who had hope for a rapid recovery in purchasing power after the health crisis have failed to pay back their loans. Spain returns to the market with a new debt issue. The Spanish Treasury will return to the market this Thursday in what will be the first auction in November, with a medium and long-term debt issue in which it will only offer two denominations. In this bid, the Treasury will sell 20-year government bonds and 5-year inflation-indexed bonds. Another strange earthquake. The second one in a few hours shook the south of Valencia community. 2.5 degrees on the Richter scale were felt again, with the epicenter in the sea at Torrevieja, Alicante. It's the second in the same area in a few hours, which has once again shaken the coastal towns in the south of the community of Valencia. That's all for today, and thanks a lot, friends.